We're here to talk. Here to talk about two movies. One good, one bad. You figure out which is which. First movie we're talking about is Sonic 2, because I want to end on a positive note. So, Sonic 2, the second Sonic, is about Sonic, and then there's a bunch of shit that happens to him. The movie is not very good. I just saw Chris Stuckman's review on it, and he's very easy on it, saying that, kids are going to enjoy it, so why should we hate on it? There's some things that grown-ups won't enjoy. And I believe that's a true sentiment, but also I do believe there's a lot of movies, family films, that both kids and adults can enjoy. Disney comes out with like one of them at least once a year. So when I watch a movie like this, I don't really see too much of an excuse for the extremely low quality of the film. It's directed by Jeff Fowler, whose directing style is very minimal. He doesn't have any real directing flair at all. The effects are okay when the characters are kind of by themselves. Like the animated characters, it just becomes an animated movie at that point. When they're interacting with real people, it's very awkward. Like it just never looks like they're really there. There are scenes where the two CGI characters are talking in a real world environment, and I just assumed they took still photos at that point to match it up. Ben Schwartz unfortunately doesn't do a great job in the movie. I like Ben Schwartz. I really like him in Parks and Rec. But in this movie, he just feels very phony. It never feels like when he's talking, it never feels like he's talking to the characters. It just kind of feels like he's just speaking separately, which is what I assumed happened. Or maybe it didn't happen, but there's a disconnect between when a human speaks and when one of the video game characters speaks. And that goes for all the characters, except for, oddly enough, Idris Elba as Knuckles, who surprisingly does an amazing job in this movie. Idris Elba was a standout. He committed to the character in a weird way, and yeah, he just did a great job, which I didn't expect. Of course, Jim Carrey's the villain, and Jim Carrey, it kind of felt like the director just said, every time there was a Jim Carrey scene, just point the camera and just shoot. Just do your thing, Jim. Just improvise the whole time. And that's what he did. And so that's all. Every time we see him, it's like a completely different movie. A typical Jim Carrey movie has like a tone that matches his performance. The best of them, like Ace Ventura or Dumb and Dumber. The world of those movies matches his performance and matches his level, either by having everyone else be a complete straight man, or by having the world be as ridiculous as he is to contrast him. And in this movie, there's so much plot and so much other shit going on that every time we cut to him, it just feels completely out of place. The pacing is awful. So much of these films, we take these weird detours where we just start like doing other shit. They just take breaks from the plot. They just take these huge, ginormous breaks from the plot. At one point, they just have a huge wedding scene that goes on for way longer than you would think. They have a dance sequence that goes on extremely long and doesn't service anything to the plot. They focus on that cop sidekick character who doesn't affect anything, but we have like a whole scene just showing him on his scooter for some reason, as if we needed that. Basically, just because he was in the first movie. What can I say? I wish I could be nicer on this movie, but ultimately, I find it a bit annoying that we get a kids movie like this that can't be great, or that when people make a kids movie, they make it lazier because they're making it for kids. It feels so disrespectful to the adults who are forced to watch this movie, and to the kids themselves. Because why not give them something great? Why not give them like a real great movie? Now what's gonna happen is there are gonna be a bunch of kids who love this movie, and then 20 years later they're gonna revisit it. It's like, oh, that movie I loved was shit. It's happened to me. It's happened to everyone, and it's happening to this new generation with these fucking dumb Sonic movies. Very sorry. So not good. I'm not giving it a recommendation. Another movie I saw, much better movie, is a film called Everything Everywhere at Once. Where did I begin with this one? I should just start off by saying, just go see it. You know, if I'm going to talk a bit about the plot, but if you really want nothing spoiled, you just want my recommendation right off the bat, just go see it. It's an absolute amazing movie. It deals with multiverse, and because of that, it's absolutely insane. The other multiverses we go to is so crazy, and we see some really crazy, ridiculous stuff. But at the heart of it, at the heart of the movie, there's a real message. And I believe the Daniels, the people who directed this movie, they wanted to make this movie not just to like show off their kind of like weird visual style, but to actually tell a real story with a real theme. I have a feeling this is going to be one of the best movies of this decade. And even if you don't like it, I think you'll be able to appreciate it. But I honestly don't think too many people won't be able to like it because even though it's such a weird story, it is a simple story. It's not like too complicated, and I think the message is pretty universal. So I think most people can get something out of it. Michelle Yeoh does a great job. She's a great actress. Ki Kwan does an absolutely great job in the movie. Uh, Obviously, people know him from The Goonies and Indiana Jones, but this movie really, he still got it. He's better than ever, and it's so nice to see him back. Genuinely, out of any actors' comebacks, this is probably my favorite, and the fact that he does such a great job is so amazing. And even James Hong is in this film, and he's 93 years old, and he does an amazing job as well. The entire cast does an amazing job. I'm sorry if I left anyone out. Jamie Lee Curtis as well does a great job, but entire cast, everyone does a great job in the movie. Only 7 visual effects people worked on this movie, which is absolutely insane because the visual effects are great. I want to talk more about this movie, but I just gotta be honest. I don't want to spoil anything. You know, I want a lot of people to see this movie so the Daniels can do whatever they want. I'm just excited that this movie exists. It's so amazing. It's so creative. It's endlessly creative. Every scene is jaw dropping. There's the montages of this scene where they go through. Again, this has to do with multiverse. So many different multiverses. Just an endless imagination by the creators. All I have to say is I recommend it. Go see it. And I'm just gonna end it there. All right. So please remember to like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you in the next video.